What type of family do you have in Florida and what counties would they be in?
I have my wife in Citrus. I have my sister and her husband in Citrus. I have all my step family from my wife's side, all living in Citrus and Palm Coast.
Okay. Do any of those people, besides the ones you've identified, own property or own a business?
Mm, well, my daughter buys her house.
Okay.
Sure, she owns her house.
Were you in the military at all?
United States Marine Corps.
How long were you in the military?
I was in there for just under a year.
Okay. Do you belong to a church or civic organization? Anything where you give back to the community?
No.
Okay. Do you belong to any organization where you regularly meet and have formed a little community that way, like the Elks Club, that kind of thing?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Um, Your Honor, I don't see any criminal history that I can see. Sir, the court is going to put some restrictions on you.
Okay.
Can you tell the court that you'll listen carefully to what he tells you not to do and don't do those things?
Yes, yes, I will.
Can you tell the court that if for some reason, because we've had audio and um, we've had some issues this morning with it being glitchy, can you tell the court if it's loud there and you don't hear something to let him know or ask to repeat it?
Yes, absolutely.
Uh,
Is
Okay.
there something that I could add though to my statement or
If
about,
it's
about
about
being a
ties,
tie?
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Um, both of my sons, they are adults. They are bipolar and paranoid schizophrenic, and I do take care of both of them.
How
Um,
how old are they?
36, let's see, 1987, 39 and 35.
Okay. Um, do they work at all?
No, neither one work. They're both on disability. I am their transportation to and from their doctor's appointments. Um,
Um, and do they take medication that they need
yes,
to? Okay. Um,
absolutely.
okay. And
Allergens and stains, leaving your home cleaner than ever. Stand
how long have they been diagnosed?
My oldest son, for 12 years.
Okay.
My youngest son for about 7 years.
Okay. Um, so you'll let the court know if you can't hear anything, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Will you show up for all your court dates?
Absolutely.
Will you keep in touch with your lawyer?
Yes, I will.
Your Honor, I believe you're 38 years old. Would that be correct?
Me 38?
Yes.
No,
No?
no, I'm 58.
Ah, geez. Okay.
I think they had 1986 on this. I was born in
Okay.
66.
Yes, that's what it is. Okay. I was gonna say that was a little big difference here. Okay, well then that would be the criminal history I pulled. So I don't know about the criminal history, Your Honor, because I would have pulled the wrong year.
All right,
Um,
go ahead, Ms. Graves, thank you.
so we would respectfully ask the court to consider $25,000 for count one and $15,000 for count two. Again, I
Thank you.
apologize because I didn't know.
That's okay, thank you, Ms. Graves. Ms. Popkos,
Yes, Your Honor.
good morning, ma'am. The state's
morning.
position, on bond recommendation, criminal history, any other conditions, and anything else the state would like to inform me of.
Yes, Your Honor. It is correct that there is no criminal history with the correct date of birth of 1966. Based on the nature and circumstances of the offenses charged here and the weight of the evidence against the defendant, and his consistent ongoing involvement in a multi-county illegal enterprise, the state would be asking for a $50,000 bond on each count for a total of $100,000 bond, which is consistent with the other co-defendant, Ms. Coate, who was also involved in the day-to-day transactions of the illegal enterprise. I'm not sure if the court was able to review the redacted affidavit that was provided for the probable cause.
I did not receive that this morning, ma'am, but I have not received that.
Okay, so probable cause was previously found by Judge Takis.
Yes.
And Judge Currington was the first appearance judge for the other defendants. So essentially, without going into too much detail, this involves an ongoing illegal enterprise with gaming, money laundering, and racketeering, conspiracy to commit racketeering with multiple predicate offenses. Mr. Wetherholt's involvement consists of establishing LLCs and engaging in business with one of the other co-defendants and co-conspirators. So essentially, the state is asking for a bond consistent with the co-conspirator.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Any other conditions of bond, Ms. Papkos, as far anything else that the state's requesting?
Yes, Your Honor, we would ask that if Mr. Wetherholt has any firearms, that he will forfeit all firearms. With the understanding that this warrant was outstanding for a number of days, we would ask for electronic GPS monitoring.
Your Honor, we would point out that he did turn himself in, Your Honor,
Okay.
and we would ask the court not to do so.
All right, thank you, Ms. Graves. Thank you, Ms. Papkos. All right, Mr.
Yes, sir.
Wetherholt, sir, probable cause was previously found by the judge who signed off on the warrant. Sir, your bond is going to be set at $50,000 per count, as to count 1 and 2, for a total of $100,000, sir. Sir, if you own any firearms, your firearms will have to be forfeited, turned in. Ms. Papkos, any preference on where is turn those into the sheriff's office or is it FDLE?
I have no firearms.
It would be to the Florida Department of Law Enforcement if there are any.
Okay. And Ms. Papkos, I missed the last part on the GPS. Are you requesting the GPS monitor prior to be fitted prior to Mr. Wetherholt's release?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, Mr. Wetherholt, bond, as I mentioned before, set at $50,000 per count, sir, for a total of $100,000. If you do own any firearms, you said that you didn't, sir, but if you do own any firearms, you just turn those into FDLE within 48 hours of your release, sir. As you're also to be fitted with a GPS monitor prior to your release, sir. You'll be fitted with a GPS monitor prior to your release. And that's at the, traditionally, that's at the defendant's expense, Ms. Papagos. That'll be at your expense, Ms. Wetherholt, Mr. Wetherholt.
I understand.
Alrighty. Sir, your next court date is going to be July 7th in front of Judge Rada, sir. If you do bond out, sir, be sure to be in touch with the public defender's office as they're representing you now. Anything else, Ms. Papagos?
That is all, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, ready, ladies.
Thank you, Deputy.